What is up, y'all? It's your boy BioSpider 3.0, keeping the action going with the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Raven from Teen Titans. What's going on, y'all? So I realized yesterday when I finished that Ocean Master review that I forgot to show off his head articulation, which is obviously like one of the most important points. So before we get into this review, I wanted to start off the video by doing that and show you guys his head articulation really quickly. So I'm gonna pull him in so he can look up that far. Here's your side view. He gets about that much range looking up. He looks down about that far, which is all right. And looking, he gets a little bit of tilt to each side, so he does get a little bit of expression in his, poses for his head. So he does get some expression in there, and he can rotate 360 all the way around. So yeah, I just wanted to show that off really quick. I realized I forgot to do that when I finished the review for him yesterday. But yeah, still a really, really great figure. I've had him posed on my desk with the display stand, and he looks really great. He definitely hits some very dynamic and cool looking poses. So definitely a great figure, highly recommend. But this review is not about him, of course. Today's review is on Raven, the DC Multiverse Raven from McFarlane Toys. So as you can see, she actually comes with a Build-A-Figure, or I guess for McFarlane Toys they call it a collect-to-build. So instead of a BAF, it's a CTB, collect-to-build. And then for her, it's going to be Beast Boy. So looking at the box, obviously we can see her in the window. We've got some parts for Beast Boy. We've got a Beast Boy head, which looks really, really dope. Can't wait to get that out of the package, show you up close look at that. We've got we got both of his hands. We've got a fist hand and a open kind of grabby hand, it looks like. We've got two effects pieces for Raven, and then on the side we have Raven, and it says Titans, kind of referring to Teen Titans, I'm pretty sure. At the top, again, DC Multiverse. On the back, they actually focus on Beast Boy instead of her, so we've got a nice large shot of, comic shot of Beast Boy right there, looking epic. And then in this top corner, we have Raven, says Titans again. It says, each figure comes with a collectible trading card. And then says it again in Spanish and another language. And then collect to build Beast Boy, kind of shows you like the assembly of him, all the little parts, how to put them together. And back down here in this corner, it says collect them all. And then again in Spanish, and again in another language, maybe French, I'm not sure. And then it shows you all the characters, in the line that you need to collect in order to build this Beast Boy. And the writing is very, very small because it's kind of showing like their trading cards, but it looks like we would have to get Nightwing, Donna Troy, Raven, which is obviously this one, and then Arsenal. And Nightwing I've heard of. Donna Troy sounds familiar. I don't really know much about her character. And Arsenal I literally know nothing about. So for those of you that do, drop a comment down below and let me know about those characters. If you happen to know, some facts about them, I'd love to hear about these guys. I'm slowly learning more and more about the DC universe and its characters. So that's been a fun time for me. Other side of the box, Raven, DC Multiverse again, and obviously barcode and legalese at the bottom. So let's go ahead and crack her open and see what she's all about. And this is the other figure that I got the same day as the Ocean Master. They're in the same section, of course. That Walmart Supercenter actually has like the one by my house at least has a very decent selection for like the McFarlane Toys, and they actually had a lot of really cool looking figures that day. And I could probably at the time I was like, I can probably only afford to get two right now, so I decided to pick up Ocean Master and Raven here, and they both looked really great. Raven stood out to me a lot because of the head sculpt, which I'll show you in just a second after I pull her out of this tray. But yeah, her head sculpt really stood out to me. because it looked very, very clean and just very nicely done. I didn't see any flaws on it, and it was just a very appealing head sculpt. So here we go, pulling out the package here. She's got a nice cape going around. Let's see, we got one more clear band to cut her free from. All right, there we go. Cape on. There goes one of her effects pieces. There we go. It's always a little bit of a struggle, or you gotta put a little bit of effort to pull these guys out of the package, but wow, she looks incredible, man. Very, very nice. So let me see if I can get her standing up here in the camera view. All right. Here is Miss Raven. And I don't know if she's going to have a tough time standing or not because her legs are kind of curved. I'm not going to say she's bow-legged, but she does kind of have a interesting curve to her legs. So let's see here. See if we can get her in a good... Okay, there we go. Just need her facing the camera a bit more here. So let me turn her this way. Okay. Let's get some, get us a little more light on her. There we go. All right, so there is Raven. And pull up her accessories. So we've got these two kind of pinkish, like hot pinkish effects parts that I'm pretty sure are gonna go around her fist or something like that. But let me go ahead and show those off really quick. So I'll move her aside for just a second here. All right, so we get these two effects pieces. So we've got the kind of like pink flame, aura effects. I forget exactly, what you call these, but like for her power. But yeah, she's got like two of these. So two of the pink flame effects, and then she has, of course, the Beast Boy build-a-figure parts. So first up, the Beast Boy, we have his head sculpt, which looks really, really awesome. Check that out. That is an amazing Beast Boy head sculpt. I might actually end up collecting, all the figures from this line just to build this Beast Boy. Or I might just, if I'm not interested in all of the characters, I might just see if I can find, all the parts for him, like online, and just, buy them individually so that I can build him. But either way, I would like to build this Beast Boy one way or another, because I really, really like this head sculpt. I love the sculpt of the hair, the dark green, like, all the different hair strands. That face sculpt is just awesome. I mean, he looks like a beast, Beast Boy, living up to his name. That is like such a cool looking head sculpt, man. He looks menacing. He's got the teeth sticking out, the wide eyes, got a little grimace going on his face, so that looks dope. And then we have, let's see, his hands. So we've got a fist hand for him. All right, which looks to be his left. It's going to be his left hand. He's got his left hand in a fist, which looks good. And I like that they even painted the thumbnail on there, like a darker green, so you can see where his nail starts. But that is really cool, nicely done. And then we have, for his right hand, we have a kind of grabby hand. Pull that out. And wow, I didn't even notice that from inside the package, but not only did they paint the nails on this grabbing hand, but they're like sculpted, and they actually kind of come off of his fingers, so you can tell he's got like kind of like some claws going, so he can claw his enemies. So that looks really, really dope. I like that a whole bunch. That looks really, really nice. Well done by McFarlane Toys there. All right, and then for her, of course, standard accessories, we have a collectible trading card and her figure stand, which are kind of, wound into the box. So Let me see if I can pull it out real quick. Okay, there we go. That actually came off with ease. Easier than I expected. So here we go. Here is Raven's collectible trading card, which looks really, really cool. Definitely has more of like the Teen Titans look for her, like for the art on the trading card. Doesn't quite look like, you know, the figure design, but I still really, really like this this artwork right here. This looks very, very epic. On the back, of course, we have a read up for her, which is kind of long, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it anyways. It says, real name, Rachel Roth. I did not know that about Raven, to be honest. I thought she only went by Raven. I never knew she had like a, you know, real name. But anyways, it says, born Rachel Roth to a human mother and a demonic father, Raven's entire life has been a balancing act between the light and the darkness. Unwilling to succumb to her demonic heritage, she's trained tirelessly to control and master her emotions, study the mystical arts, and become a hero despite whatever destiny the demonic magic in her blood had intended for her. But demons are not so easily abated, and the persistent threat of her father constantly looms over her and whatever team of heroes she's been a part of. That's actually, I'm glad I read that, because to be honest, I never really knew Raven's backstory. Like, you know, why she was always, you know, such a dark character. I remember watching Teen Titans, you know, as a kid growing up, and obviously, you know, she was like probably the darkest character on the team, like without a doubt. And I always, you know, just kind of assumed that, you know, that was just her predetermined nature or whatever. I never really like questioned her background or, you know, why that might be the case. And now that I read that bio, I'm actually kind of intrigued. So I kind of want to know more about Raven now. But that's really interesting. I didn't know that her father was a demon. That's you know, that's something. So that definitely makes sense. I do kind of feel like even on Teen Titans, you know, with that kind of being more of a kid show, I guess. I feel like even on that show, they did kind of like show Raven sort of like, I guess, having an internal struggle with her demons, kind of like, you know, fighting the demons and trying not to you know, let them control her too much. Because I feel like, you know, I only remember so much about that show, but I feel like there were episodes where she was kind of like, you know, like they said, it was like a balancing act, and she was having like a tough time trying to keep her demons at bay. So I really like that they pointed that out in her bio. But yeah, that's really cool. And then of course we get the DC figure stand. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this one out so easily. It is the same as all the other figure stands, so honestly, I don't think you guys really need to see that. It's the same one that I showed you in the Ocean Master review. It's just a black figure stand with the DC logo on it and the one peg, little peg. So anyways, looking at her, we'll bring her in finally. All right, so I'm gonna actually move this stuff aside real quick. It's in my way. Move these accessories aside here. All right, so here is Raven. And I really like this figure, like right off top. I think the head sculpt is really, really nicely done. That's something that jumped out at me at the store. And there she goes, falling again. I'm just gonna lean her up against this thing for now. There we go. But yeah, that head sculpt is beautifully done, man. Look at that head sculpt. It definitely jumped out to me at the store. I was like looking for paint, you know, imperfections on it, and I really just couldn't find any. And even now that I have her out of the package, I'm looking at her up close, and I really just don't see, you know, any imperfections of paint, which is really, really nice. I mean, okay, if you look like really, really deep in there, I guess you can see like one little speck of black paint that came off, or it's where her collar kind of meets like her neck, and she has like one little spot of black paint that kind of went onto her neck, but you can't even really see that the way that she, like if you're looking at her dead on, unless you like really, really look in there, you can't see that. So that head sculpt is just very, very nice, very clean. I love the paintwork. I love the paintwork throughout the entire figure. I mean, it's just very nicely done. I love all the different shades of blue. So you have like this lighter blue for this, you know, kind of little thing, I don't know, star crest thing kind of going off, and then you have the red in here surrounded by the kind of I don't even know, I guess orange or gold. I don't know if that's meant to be. It's kind of like a yellowish, like, type of orangey color going around the surrounding the red there, and then a very similar type of paint scheme going on for her belt. So you got, those some more of that red circle stuff, and then the orange going around. That's all, very cleanly done. Very nice paint apps. Definitely makes a big difference. Sometimes when you get stuff like this from Hasbro, there tends to be some paint mishaps or misalignments, but as far as I can tell, this is very, very clean paintwork, and I like it a whole bunch. I like the color of blue, this kind of darker blue going down the center of her torso, towards her waist, and then, obviously surrounding the chest. Looks very good. I like the cape too. I really like the sculpting of the cape. I like how it's very splayed out and has like a kind of frayed pattern like that. It's got a really cool texture actually on the inside. It's kind of like it's kind of like a rough texture, but it's still smooth. It's not like abrasive to the touch. And on the back you can see her cape right there, very nicely sculpted again. A lot of that wrinkling pattern and all of that going around, up into like where her hood is at. That looks really, really nice, man. She's just a very visually stunning figure, and I like her a whole lot. So let's go ahead and take a look at play and display. All right, so we'll start with the head articulation so I don't forget. Let's see, her head. Let's see, moving with the cape, or excuse me, the hood. You can get her head to kind of look up. It's going to be a little difficult because of, the hood piece, but she's able to look up a little bit, not a whole lot. Let's see, looking down, she can look about, I guess, that far, which is all right. She definitely gets a little bit of looking down, so that's good. To the side. So like it seems like her head and the hood is kind of like a, all one piece, so it turns together. So you can move it side to side. You can, let's see, you can rotate it all the way around, so she gets 360. Let's see, any leaning side to side, ever so slightly to each side. She gets a little bit of leaning in there. Let's see, for the arms, looks like we've got ball and hinge shoulder joints, so we can move out. She can move her arm out to the side, solid 90 degrees, like so. Down by her sides, she does have a bicep swivel in there. Nice little cut for the bicep for her little arms. And then she has a double jointed elbow that lets her get really good bend. Her being a skinny character, she's able to get a lot of flexibility in that bend. And then sticking back out, we have rotation for the hands. So hands can rotate 360 all the way around, and they are hinged, I believe. Let's see, yeah. Same type of hinge as the Ocean Master, so horizontal. It's going to bend in and out, and the inside is going to be kind of similar to like a figure arts wrist, although it's not going to get you as much vertical. Oh, I take that back. She actually, oh wow, she actually gets some decent up and down, which is surprising. And that's kind of ironic because Ocean Master, a character that actually has like a trident to wield, you would have expected him to have this type of motion more, but it seems like she has it more than he does, so that's something to note. But she does have a little bit of vertical play in her hinge, so that's cool. That's always a welcomed addition for articulation. And then we have a upper diaphragm cut, and she's able to swivel around from there at the top. She can kind of move around, get a little bit of rotation in there. And let's see, she can rotate side to side at that point at the top as well. All right, and then she has a lower separate piece for the torso that gives her another additional waist twist, so she can turn that that second piece, so probably a double ball peg for the engineering there. This piece right here with like her belt and stuff seems to be like a kind of soft plastic, so it's gonna flex, which is gonna allow her to kick about that far up, a little better than 90 degrees going forward. Kicking back, she can actually flex the back. Yeah, it's like a soft plastic even in the back, like where her butt is at, so she can flex and get her leg going back about that far, which is definitely decent. Really good range. Out to the side, we get, let's see here, we get about, oh yeah, we get a good splits going for Raven. So that looks really, really good. Very epic splits. Very nice. Back down, we get a double joint for the knees. It's gonna allow her to bring her foot that far back, all the way just above her ass to like the lower back, so that's good. Bring it back down. We've got a hinge for the feet, so she's able to kick her foot up about that far, back about that far, down, just about to her tippy toes, so she can do some ballet action. And then we have a hinge in the toes. So she's got a little toe hinge that goes up that far and comes back to a neutral position. So yeah, man, I like it. I really, really do like this Raven figure a whole bunch. Let's take another close look at her aesthetics, because she is really nicely done. I don't know if my camera will pick it up, all the details on her, but I just really like the different types of finishes on her. Like you can see in her legs, for instance, she has like a probably like one of the darkest blues on her for sure. And it's got like kind of like it's like a weird texture. It's almost feels like laminated or something, if that makes sense. And it's like a little bit shiny, but it's like a nice dark blue color. It's smooth to the touch, but it almost has like a laminate feel to it. And it's just really, really cool. Almost kind of feels like leather, or like, yeah, it kind of feels and looks like leather. And then, you got that consistent color going all the way down into her boots. And yeah, she just looks really, really nice, man. I'm really liking this figure a whole lot. Very, very visually stunning and beautiful. Look at that head sculpt. Let's get a nice up close look at the head sculpt. That is quite something, man. She looks really, really good. I love the paint for the lips, the nice dark, very dark purple paint for the lips. And then the eyes, obviously looking kind of like she's possessed, the whole demonic thing going. But she's obviously she's a good character, right? So she doesn't let her demonic side, take full control of her, which is nice. And she actually uses those powers for good, so I like that. And yeah, the red hair in there, like even inside the hood. Hopefully I've got some proper light on her hair so you can see in there. But the red hair inside of her hood, hopefully you can see it there. It's like a nice bright red, She's a redhead, but yeah, very nicely done. Just, that is just such a nice head sculpt, man. Beautiful. Nice Raven redhead. Man, she looks dope. I really, really love this figure. So I'm actually curious to see how these effects pieces plug into her, because it seems like, I think what you actually have to do, I was thinking that the effects pieces were going to go over her hands, but I think you actually have to pop them off, because I'm looking at the peg hole for the effects pieces, and they seem too small to fit over her hands. So I think you actually just have to plug them over the peg after popping the hands off. Okay, so there's one. I've got one effects piece on there. See if I can get the other one on. Let's see, let's plug it in. This one's a little bit trickier. But yeah, I guess that'll do. So here she is with the flame effects pieces on. And I guess it doesn't look bad. I don't know. I feel like it looks a little weird without her having like any hands on, because you can kind of see the peg holes like, you know, on the inside of the effects. But I think I actually, you know, it's actually not bad. It actually looks pretty good. So yeah, that's how she looks with her two purple flame effects, or, you know, pinkish purple flame effects. And yeah, she looks good, man. Like, look at that. Like, she like, you know, you can have her posed up like she's levitating. If you had like a figure stand, like one that can clamp and actually like hold her up, make her look like she's levitating or flying or she's about to shoot. Oh man, that actually looks really, really cool, man. That's badass. She looks really, really dope, man. I like this a whole bunch. Those effects pieces actually do add a really, really nice layer to her. That can make for some really good photos, you know? That's dope. So yeah, there is Raven. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the effects pieces real quick, put her hands back on, and then we'll jump into size comparisons and call it a review. All right, so let me put these back on her. They pop in pretty easily, so that's nice, on and off. So yeah, man, I mean, this is a really, really dope figure. I like it a whole bunch. I don't know about you guys, but definitely highly recommend this one. I think I would probably give her a, I really don't see any real flaws with her, to be honest. You know, her articulation, everything's amazing. Here's like an inside look at the cape, by the way, and her back, just in case you wanted to see that. Sometimes I don't show off the backs of characters with capes. I kind of realized that, so in case you wanted to see what she looked like from the back, there you go. But yeah, I would probably give her like a 9. Honestly, she might be a 10 out of 10, bro. I think, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I think she's a 10 out of 10. So I really don't see any real issues with her. Paintwork is amazing, at least on my copy. Very, very clean, like virtually no imperfections. Like I said, just that the one tiny dot like on the inside of her neck, but you can't even see that unless you're looking like super, super close. And she poses great. She looks great. She's got, I think, you know, an appropriate amount of accessories. I really don't see her needing more than those 2 effects parts and the trading card, the figure stand, and those you know, Beast Boy Build-A-Figure pieces that were an added addition. So yeah, I have no problems with her. 10 out of 10, man. Great figure by McFarlane Toys. I think they actually knocked it out the park on this one for sure. So let me go ahead and get some size comparisons, and we shall call this a review. All right. So first up, we'll get her with, of course, Ocean Master that I reviewed yesterday. See how she looks besides this guy from Atlantis. Oh no, don't fall. Let's see. Ocean Master, okay. Okay. When you got figures with capes, you gotta be careful that the capes don't clash or, you know, bump into each other, because they will knock each other over. But here we go. We have Ocean Master and Raven right here. And as you can see, Ocean Master is just a little bit taller. Maybe from this angle it might not even look like it, but he is a little bit taller than her. Yeah. From this angle it might look like she's taller than him, but she's actually a little bit shorter, just a little bit. But they're pretty close in height there. Let me actually turn him a little better here. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you can see a little better now, their size. So there she is with Ocean Master. Here she is with the Mattel Movie Masters Man of Steel Superman. I gotta be careful with the capes here. But let me turn him a little more towards the camera. All right, so there we have Superman and Raven. And obviously she's got some height over him. She's like a good head taller than him. So there you go. Let's get some 5.5-inch figures. We've got the Ninja Flash, Ninja Storm Yellow Ranger, and Lothor on her opposite side. So here you go. There's a look at the 3 of them. And you can see she definitely has size over both of them. Lothor is actually, you know, a little bit taller than the Yellow Ranger, but there you go. let's get her with some more female characters. We've got Claire Temple from Netflix Luke Cage series. Okay, if she wants to stand, there you go. And then on her other side, we have the Marvel Select Black Widow, which we definitely haven't taken a look at in quite a while. Another really nice, visually nice figure, right, to look at. And you can see the Marvel Select Black Widow is actually a little taller than Raven there. Marvel Select figures tend to be, I think, mostly around 7 inches as well. They're a little bit bigger than Marvel Legends scale, so there you go. There she is with the Black Widow and Claire Temple. We'll get her with the McFarlane Toys Deathstroke, DC Rebirth Deathstroke. And I am cheating a little bit because I do have him on the figure stand, but you can see that's only gonna like barely adjust his height, you know, make him just slightly taller than he would normally be, but you can see he has some size over her, so there is that. On his other side, we'll get the Pizza Spider-Man from Marvel Legends. So I'm gonna pull the camera back over here, and there she is with Pizza Spider-Man. So moving them aside, we'll get her next to MCU Wasp. Okay, and she's leaning over a little bit. Try to straighten her out. There we go. So here she is with the MCU Wasp figure from Hasbro, and then we have the Amazing Spider-Man from the No Way Home 3-pack on her opposite side. And you can see he's just a little bit shorter than her, not by much. They're actually kind of close in height there. All right, and let's see, last but not least, we will get her with the 2-pack Ned Leeds from Hasbro, the one with Peter. So here she is with the Marvel Legends Ned Leeds. And on her other side, we will pull in Akiko from G.I. Joe's, the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Origins series from Hasbro. And there she is with Akiko. All right, so there it is. There's your size comparisons, y'all. All right, and that's my review on the DC Multiverse Raven from McFarlane Toys. A very, very excellent figure. I mean, absolutely visually beautiful, like very well done aesthetics-wise, articulation-wise. She's got plenty of articulation points. The box says, 22, so in case you were wondering just how many. But yeah, the paintwork, immaculate. I love the effects pieces. I love the Build-A-Boy, Beast Boy Build-A-Figure parts. And, the trading card, of course, the figure stand, everything that we would expect with a McFarlane Toys figure at this point. So yeah, she's a great figure, man. I only have good things to say about her. Definitely recommend. I got her at my Walmart Supercenter. So if you can find her there, if not, maybe look on eBay, Mercari, or, similar sites like that that sell McFarlane Toys, maybe a Big Bad Toy Store or something like that. Definitely pick her up. I would definitely highly recommend her. Maybe Entertainment Earth, something like that. But yeah, that's my review on Raven from DC Multiverse by McFarlane Toys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next review. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. And peace out. It's your boy, BioSpider 3.0. Later.